Version 2, I suppose you could call it, of the poor man's welding positioner. For those that might be interested, I do have another couple of videos there of the eBay one, the electronic version, which is obviously a lot more expensive than what I've got in front of you at the moment. You might remember this some of this setup from a previous video when I showed the I suppose version 1, I suppose you could call it, of the poor man's welding positioner. Nothing big deal, nice simple fold-up bench, which is my makeshift welding bench. I do have a better bench over to my, well, a better version I should say, over to my right that I do my TIG welding on. But for MIG welding, if you're setting up in the garage, usually there's a car parked here. For those who might not know, I work from home and space is a bit limited, so all my welding gets done in my garage. Fold-up workbench, as I mentioned, just a steel plate, machine vise, a couple of clamps, copper rod to whatever size diameter you want, an Allen key of all things to use as my torch rest. You can probably see sitting on the back there, just a plain old 10mm Allen key, just happens to work for this job. So just welding these bushes, so just bring those in so you give a bit of a look. Hopefully the light will stay okay and we don't go out of focus. The door is open, as you can probably see, so we'll probably get a little bit of noise from time to time. I can't do much about that. We'll see how we go. Hopefully we can get this video done in one shot. 32mm or 1.25" bush with a 16mm hole through the centre, or 5/8 for those who like working in the Imperial, doesn't really matter. Just put a weld around the outside. So just wanted to show you another version of an easy way that you could weld round items. A little bit more difficult with this one because you've got the RHS sticking out, so you've got to sort of work your way around. So I'll just get into it. So all I do is just spin that around and weld around it. Rest my hand on here with the torch here, obviously. So I've already welded the other side. I just thought it might be a good time to do a video, just share a bit of information for those who are on a little bit of a budget for setup, how to, a nice easy setup that you could do. Nothing too big deal in dollar wise. You could pick up most of this stuff except for maybe the copper bar from a flea market or Sunday market as we call them. So there's nothing big deal about the price of anything there. And you can use all these items for other things. Obviously Allen key, machine vise, clamps, and as I say, this is my makeshift MIG welding bench, I suppose you could say. So I won't waste too much more time. I won't worry about pausing, and as I say, hopefully get the light. I'll be around the other side of it, so you shouldn't get too much of the arc because I'll be on the opposite side to where the Allen key is. So hopefully the light shouldn't be too bad. And we'll just get going. Most of you will probably know when you'll finish welding, the torch has been sitting here cold for a little while. It's up to you whether you want to nip the stub off the end. Usually gets it runs a lot easier, or starts a lot easier, probably an easy way to say it. Just nip the burnt end off the end. And you've got a nice crisp wire there to start with. So I'm welding fairly, say not hot and fast, but it's hot. So we've got low wire, reasonably high voltage. I can't give you the reading because it's off a transformer, so I don't get any actual digital readout like on the electronic one. So it is a transformer, 400 amp machine with there is, how can I say, wasting a lot of time now, but for those who might be interested, what volts am I using, what amps am I using, I don't really know. As I say, it doesn't have a digital readout on there, it just has the old style needle gauges on there, but obviously I can't see those while I'm welding, so I can't help you out with what setting I've got the MIG set up on, but it's more so about the welding position than the actual MIG set up. So anyway, we'll get into it and get a bit of weld wrapped around there and we'll get a look at what it looks like. Hopefully this version turns out right. Usual things always go wrong with this one camera. So just get the torch in a good spot there, just resting on the Allen key, just give yourself a bit of a rest. Not exactly as smooth as an electronically driven welding positioner, but it's not bad. You know, sometimes it gets better than others, and the good thing about welding a little bit hot, not too much wire, is where you start stop is, you can melt that through it, because if you're welding a little bit too much wire, obviously you get a big build up there. So I've just been that a little bit close. I think you can see that in. I don't know what you can see and what you can't see in the video, so it does vary a little bit, so but no, it's not bad for hand rotated. Just keep going with those. So I hope that sort of helped anyway. With, as I say, YouTube's all about sharing information, nice short video, and hopefully you get something out of it. So I look forward to seeing you on the next one. Okay, bye for now.